All right. This story was really interesting to me. One, because it takes place outside the States. It's always fun. It feels like we're traveling. Look how desperate we are, dude.
Yeah. Talk in an accent, please.
Two, it's in Australia
Oh, okay.
where everything's trying to kill you.
Valid.
And three, it deals with isolation and being alone. So we'll call this dude Ray. So Ray starts off his story by saying, I was a field geologist, or I am a field geologist, and I was 12 hours north of Adelaide. Where's Adelaide?
It's south. So it's under Sydney, under... I even think it might be around like the bottom.
I was going to say southeast.
Well, okay. So it looks like that's Australia right there.
Okay.
Sydney's like here, Queensland's here, and Adelaide might be here.
Yeah, it's like just north of Tasmania or...
So does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Okay.
So he's 12 hours north of there.
Oh, he's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it sounds like he's in the outback.
Don't quote me, but something like 90% of all the population of Australia is like on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And Australia is comparable to the size of the U.S.
Yeah.
And there is no one in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Awesome. I mean, kind of. Not really. Depends on the situation. We'll see. You'll see. He said he's doing field work in this region. And before I even get to his story, everyone in the comments were talking about, I guess, people from that area or from Adelaide or just know of, this region that he's traveling in. Everyone's attesting to all of the creepy things that are known to have come out of those places.
Can I say some before? Oh, wait, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Were you going to go on? There's legit talks of like 12-foot kangaroos out there. There's talks of dinosaurs still being out there, of lizards and snakes being like 50 feet long. There are serial killers out there. They actually based a movie off one. I think it's called Wolf's Creek. But anyone who is traveling through the outback, you have to bring gas cans with you because there's not gas stations for thousands of kilometers, thousands of miles. And this guy, if anyone ever came out there, he would kill them.
Take their gas.
Yeah, and they found he would kill them, torture them, hunt them, feed them to dingoes, like his dogs. He would like chain them up, let his dogs eat them. But they found like one of his caves was filled with hundreds and hundreds of cars. And that's just like one of his dumping sites. And they still haven't found like anything else.
Damn.
I don't know the full story, but that's like what the movie's based off of. So there's that type of shit going on out there.
Yeah.
Not just the animals, the people are trying to kill you. There's no ozone over Australia. The sun's trying to kill you. Cancer. That's where we are.
Let me add to that. There's one in the thread where everyone was talking about, or somebody mentioned it, and then a ton of replies. People talk about it like, oh, I remember seeing that, on the news a long time ago. But in the 70s, 50 years ago now, a family moved from New Zealand to
Kia ora.
This region.
Good day, mate.
And it was a mother, father, and their 7 children.
Oh, shit.
I didn't get to look into their backstory before all of this happened, but they moved into the outback. And they were kind of nomadic. They didn't stay in one area for super long.
Or as Aussies call it, the bush.
The bush, exactly. They stayed in their own makeshift tents. They built sheds out in this area that you're talking about where everything's trying to kill you, honestly. But from their family of 9, they grew to a family of 40.
No, not okay.
It's super not okay. And
Quick math, not okay.
yeah,
Because
by my calculations,
yeah, one woman
Actually.
and one man can't be having that many babies that
Yeah.
quick.
well, this was only discovered in 2010.
40 years later, after 1970.
Yes.
Quicker maths.
Yeah. Oh, damn, Sean. 2010. I graduated from high school in 2010. You guys were 09?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, right. While you're
What
graduating, they pregnating.
Yeah. Basically, how it happened was these kids were at play at a school and they're like in a field and the field like opens out to the outback.
Oh gosh.
And they were kind of far far out. And
Far out, bro.
a group of kids saw a young pregnant girl like in the bushes, like an actual bush. And they talked to her, and this girl looked dirty, disheveled, young. And the girl explained to them that, the kids were like, "Where's the daddy?" And she explained to them that, "Oh, my brother, yeah, he's back over there with my family." Yeah. So the kids came back. Super strange,
They're like, let's go have snack time now?
Yeah. One thing led to another. It took until 2012 for the whole family they went through this huge like court case and put under like witness protection.
Is this too much shade? What do you know what nationality they are?
They're white.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're Caucasian. But all the pictures of them online, all their faces are blurred. And that's the name of the family is the Colt family. They're known as the Colt clan.
Oh my
C-U or
God.
C-O?
COLT clan. Yeah. So the Colt clan this is just what everyone was talking about, the Colt clan in that area. And they're like, someone was like, watch out for the Colt clan out there. So this dude, Ray, is driving out to this area. And he says, one day I was driving the truck and saw what looked like a flagpole sticking up in the middle of nowhere. There's no buildings, no structures. And he gets closer and closer and realizes this is not a flagpole. He gets out of his truck and he walks up to it, and it's a wooden post. And on top of the post, trigger warning, is a dog impaled from top to bottom. Like the wooden post is coming out of its mouth. He said he didn't know if it was like a domesticated dog or like a wild dingo, but he got in his truck and he turned right around and drove back.
Smart.
That was a story. Super short, but
Super creepy.
it was just a thread of people talking about how they're out in the wilderness, people working on oil rigs, people in the outback in the bush, and what they see when they're alone. So going along with that theme of being isolated, my second short story comes from the same thread. And this one dude is talking about how he worked on ships. And he said he was pretty new to this, like this was a new job. And the whole profession was new, so he was exhausted learning the ropes. He said they were near Alaska working. And he said pretty early on into his job, for the first time, he witnessed the northern lights. And he said for his first time, they were bright, super vivid, and it was just so beautiful.
Bucket list.
Yeah. He said when they finished work, he climbed up to the top of the boat, on top of the roof, and he just laid on the roof and was just staring at the lights. And slowly, his coworkers would come up to the top and lay there with them, and they all just lay there in silence, watching the northern lights. Super beautiful, until the whole crew was up top. And it was a small boat, small crew. I think it's about 6 or 7 people. And he said because the lights were so bright, it kind of illuminated a lot of their surroundings. He said they were not super close to land, but they could see, land in the distance. In no way was it pitch black. Up until this point, the only sound we could hear was small waves hitting the boat. And that was pretty much it. Just the ocean sounds. All of a sudden, while they're all laying on the top of the roof looking at the northern lights, their eyes are blinded by what they said was a spotlight. They said the spotlight was coming off to the side, and we were in the middle of it. He said we couldn't see because the light was, we were right in this beam. We couldn't make out. He said this thing was close enough so that it wasn't coming from land, from the shore, or the mountains or the hills there. He said it was too high to come from another boat, but low enough where they knew that the light source was pretty close, like not from as high as like a plane or something. And he said this lasted for like 15 seconds. At this point, they were all standing up, trying to peer through this beam of light to see what it was. No noise.
So it's not a helicopter.
Not a helicopter. And after 15 seconds, the beam of light turns off and there's nothing in the air. Nothing on the water from the direction of where that light came from.
No other ships.
No ships, just them in the water. He said
Aliens.
it was 2 a.m. 2 in the morning. That's 2 a.m. He says, we don't know what it was. He said, after it turned off, the guys were making jokes, trying to make light of it.
Coping jokes.
Yeah.
Hey.
You see those aliens?
Yeah. I don't know what they can do, you know.
Yeah.
After a couple of minutes, they all sit back down and they're just talking about what just happened. And boom, they're blinded again.
Oh no.
By another light. And this time it's on the opposite side of their boat. No, on the ocean side. And this one was shorter, but click, goes off. Again, nothing. Nothing in sight, no sound. And that was the last of it. This dude says, we don't know what it was. We think it might have been some sort of silenced aircraft the military was probably doing drills or something. But this was one of the weirder things to happen out on the ocean. So.
Sounds like one for Scoob and the gang. I don't know about you, but I feel like you're just so vulnerable out on the water. Like, you can't go anywhere. And if you do, it's going to be freaking slow.
Yeah, at like a 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're going at 3 knots, mate. They're back in Australia. What? No, yeah. All of these stories that I was reading, I had the same feeling. Just the isolation, being alone. The dude in the outback with the
pole?
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Not
what
cool.
you going to do?
Put another dog on the barbie.
His flag is at half mast stiff.
Oh, God.
Because like dogs.
I hate you.
Dude, yeah, that would be terrifying.
Mastiff.
That slow burn, dude.
You gotta like the scenarios you'd be going through your head to like try and rationalize what you just experienced, what you've been through. Yeah, it's like you'd quickly check off everything that kind of makes sense, and then you're just left with nothing.
Yeah, sure.
F you, dog.
Oh, man. That was good. But that was me.
Thanks, Deej. All right, it's my turn.
I'm trying to think of a joke about Pledge Allegiance, but
I just thought of
hand
like,
over your bark. No.
shrimp skewers and the dog.
Oh, gosh.
Dog on the Barbie. That's all
Rip.
I could think of.
Thanks, Deej.